The American Montessori Society, in partnership with Nature's Classroom Institute, present the following Environment Nature program. Compost.
Hi again, it's Jeffrey from Nature's Classroom Institute and Montessori School on the farm. And today I wanted to talk to you about something else that is pretty important on the farm. And it's right here behind me. So let's go have a look. Today I am going to be talking to you about this. This is our compost pile. And it's full of all different kinds of material we have piled up over the last year. But very specifically, I want to talk to you about these little guys right in here. If I get my scoop, you can see them. There's lots and lots and lots of little worms. Look at them all in there. They're kind of eating away and crawling around in our compost. And they are really, really important to the farm. These guys are called red wigglers. And they break down all the nutrients, all this product that's on our compost heap. So you're probably wondering, what is all this stuff on the compost heap? And where do you do with it? You've just got this big pile. Where does it all go to next? Let's go and find out. So I came over to the farm to show you where we got all that compost from that goes into our pile. On a video earlier on, I showed you how we were feeding the animals. They live in this barn right behind me, and that's where they sleep every night. So let's go in and have a look. It's a little messy, I'll warn you. Now, I'm inside the barn, as you can see. And all around me on the floor of the barn, there's lots and lots and lots of straw. And each day we put a little straw on the floor of the barn so it's a little more comfortable for the animals to sleep in. So I'm going to dig a little bit here on the ground, and it's kind of hard to dig, but it has all the stuff that you can see. All this material, all this stuff. At the end of the winter, we put it all in our compost pile. And those worms, once they get hold of this, they eat through it and dig it up and aerate it and break it down and turn it into soil. This is what will become our compost pile. But you're probably asking, so what happens to the compost pile? Tilly, one of our goats, is trying to get hold of the camera right now. Tilly, you can come here and talk to me. What happens to all this compost once we've broken it all down? Let's go take a look. As it's still early spring, our garden is still kind of sleeping. So let's go in and we'll see where we're going to put all that compost when it's ready to go into the garden. Going to open up our gate. And we'll go on inside. As you can see, inside our garden, we have a number of garden beds. Let's go and have a look at one of those really closely. So when I come over to our garden and I look at one of our beds, we have all this wonderful, wonderful soil you can see. This soil is made up of most of the compost that we break down from all the animal bedding that we have. Our chickens also contribute to this compost that goes into our garden. So this soil will eventually be the nutrients and the support for all of our vegetables that we're going to grow during the spring and the summer. And as you look in here, we also have some old remnants from the garden last year. And that'll all be dug in so that the new plants can get into this soil, get all those nutrients around, and make sure they have lots and lots and lots of wonderful nutrients to be able to grow in. So this is a wonderful soil that we can grow lots of great vegetables in. And each of our beds have that soil in them so that all the plants could get good food. Take you for a little walk around our vegetable garden just to see what's in there right now. It's really early spring, so some of our vegetable beds haven't been cleaned up yet. But this one right here, for example, it has all the onions that have stayed in the garden all winter, and now in the early spring they start to come up, and you can see all the onions growing, getting ready to grow, and we'll harvest those in about a month. You'll see over in this garden here that we really haven't done any of the cleanup that we should have done in the fall to get this garden ready. But we'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks. This is our glass house, and we use the compost in our glass house to grow vegetables earlier in the season. Let's go and see what we've got growing in there. So now I'm inside of our greenhouse, and you know, it's pretty warm in here because in a greenhouse it has all this wonderful glass around us that protects what's inside from the outside temperature and the outside weather. Now if you notice right beside me here, I also have some garden beds that have wonderful soil in them, and that soil comes from our compost pile. But look right here. Look at this wonderful lettuce that I have growing. As a matter of fact, I made myself a really nice salad last night from this lettuce. It's a wonderful green lettuce that's grown from our soil that comes from our compost pile. So we are really happy with our lettuce, and we're going to enjoy having another wonderful salad tonight. Maybe you could grow your own lettuce as well in the compost that you make from your house. Let's go find out how to do that. So here I am back at our compost pile. We've kind of learned a number of things. Our compost pile is all the nutrients that we need to grow our wonderful vegetables, like that lettuce that we had inside the glass house. We put all this compost into our garden to build up the soil so that we can grow lots of vegetables. Our compost came from the farm. It comes from the barns and any leftover material we might have in the kitchen. If you want to make your own compost, then at the end of this video, there'll be a way of doing that. You can make a worm farm at your house, or you can make a regular compost pile like the one we have here at Nature's Classroom. This is a lot of material. Your compost pile might not be as big as ours, but it will make the best soil ever, just like ours. This is Jeffrey from Nature's Classroom Institute and Montessori School, and having a great time in our compost pile. If you'd like to incorporate nature into your classroom, visit discovernci.org/curriculum to download a variety of activities you can do with your students.
The preceding program was produced in partnership with the American Montessori Society.